Okay, guys, good morning, everyone. I hope I'm audible. Yeah, am I audible? Please respond.
Yes.
Okay, guys, so let's begin the session now. So before we move today's session, I'll just brush it up, the things we have seen in the past, okay? So let me just brush it up the skills. So I'm using the Azure, guys, data engineering. So when we talk about the Azure data engineering, guys, the Azure data engineering is nothing but what? It is it is a bunch of cloud services. That means many cloud services are intact here into the same. So what are the cloud services we have it, guys? Everyone, we can say it as what? ADF is the service we have it. And then we have the ADB as another service. Then we have the Synapse, ADF, ADB, Synapse. And then we have what's it, guys? Fabric, ADF, ADB, Synapse, Fabric. And then we have what's it, guys? ADF, ADB, Synapse, Fabric, and then we have the next one. Okay, AI, we can say artificial intelligence, etc. Many more services are there, guys. So these are the these are the many services we have it into the Azure Data Engineering, which is the bunch of cloud services. Wherein using these cloud services, guys, we can perform the following task as already we have discussed it. What is it? Data migration is the first task we can do it here. Okay, and then we have the data integration, and then we have the data summarization, data migration, data integration, data summarization, and then we have the data visualization. So these are all the tasks we can perform it, guys. Okay, what are those? Data migration, data integration, data summarization, and as well as the data visualization. So these are all the techniques, or we can say, guys, these are all the tasks we can perform it by using the Azure Data Engineering. Okay. Then the next one, guys, apart from this, okay, guys, the next one, apart from this, everyone. So the whole story, as we know, the whole story in the data engineering, the whole process in the data engineering starts from what, guys? The whole process in the Azure data, that is in the data engineering, start from what? Data, collection of data. So, guys, we can say data. So data, from where we can get? From the source of data, we can get the data here. And what are the sources we can have, guys? We can get the data from the social networking sites. We can get the data from the social networking sites. Then we can get the data from the, yes, guys, banking applications. You can get the data from the banking applications, social networking sites. Okay. And then we can also get the data from the banking application, social networking sites. And then we can get the data from the live streaming process. Live streaming process. Okay, guys. From the live streaming process, you can get data from the social networking sites, banking applications, live streaming process. And it can also be the human generated data. And guys, it can also be the machine generated data. Machine generated data. Machine generated data, etc. These are all the, guys, these are all the sources of getting the data. So all these, guys, generates what? Big data. Means what, guys? The massive amount of data. All this generates what? Big data. That is called as what? The massive amount of data. So guys, when we talk about the massive amount of data, guys, when we talk about the big data or the massive amount of data, as we know, the big data or the massive amount of data is nothing but classified into three categories. Yes, guys, what are those? Already we have discussed it. What are those, guys? The first one is called as what? Structured data, guys. Then we can also have what, guys? Semi-structured data. And then we can have what? Unstructured data. So we can have what, guys? Structured, semi-structured, and the unstructured. These are the varieties of data. What is the structured data? Structured data is nothing but the data which is recorded in the form of a table. That is in the form of rows and columns. That is in the form of what, guys? Rows and columns. The data which is recorded in the form of what's it, guys? Rows and columns. That is called as what? Structured data. And then we have what's it, guys? Semi-structured data. Semi-structured data means what? The data which is recorded in the form of a JSON file, HTML file, XML file. All these are called as what? Semi-structured data files. Then the next one is what? Unstructured. So what do you mean unstructured, guys? Unstructured is nothing but, guys, the data which is recorded in your the normal data. That is, we can say the photos in your mobile phone. The photos in your mobile phone. Then we have the videos. Then we have the chat history. And then you have the voice notes. All this comes under what? Unstructured data, guys. Wherein when you go to the real time, guys, okay, you will get what's it, guys? 20% of the data only you get it in the structure format. How much? 20%. The data engineer will be dealing with only 20% of the structured data. And as well as here you will have what's it, guys? When we talk about the semi-structured, here the user will be dealing what? 30% of the data will be in the semi-structured format. And rest of the 50% data, guys, you will have in which format here, guys, everyone? In the unstructured format only. So basically the job of a data engineer, guys, when it comes to this, the job of a data engineer, the data engineer has to deal with conversion of, what is it, guys? Conversion of, everyone, conversion of unstructured data to what, guys? Semi-structured. Unstructured data to what's it, guys? Semi-structured. Then semi-structured to what's it, guys? Structured. So these are all the, guys, these are all the things we have to do it, guys. But now when it comes to the store, where do we store this data in Azure? Actually, we have this kind of data. Now, big data is there. What is the big data? You have it. You have the big data as what? Structured, semi-structured, or the unstructured. These are the varieties of data we can have. But where do we store these kind of varieties of data, guys? Okay. Where do we store this kind of data here? So we can store this data, everyone. We can store this data in the Azure storage. Yes. We store the data in the Azure storages, guys. What are the Azure storages? Guys, we have almost all 90 plus. Not the exact figure, but we can say 90 plus storages are there, guys. So here we can say, guys, 90 plus storages. The first one is the Azure Blob Storage, where the Azure Blob Storage is nothing but, guys, this is the very basic storage of Azure. This is the very basic storage of Azure. And now, guys, as it's a very basic storage of Azure, it can store any kind of data. That is called as what? Unstructured data. Then it can also store the semi-structured data, guys. Then it can also store the structured data. So here we can say, guys, these are the three varieties of data we can store in Azure Blob Storage. Can store unstructured, semi-structured, as well as the structured. Three type of data we can store it in the Azure Blob Storage. Three type of storage we can store it in the Azure Blob Storage, guys. But But there is a, guys, drawback in the Azure Blob Storage. What is that? It is a limited storage. It is a limited storage. It's a limited storage. So what is the limited storage, guys? What's the limit of this? You can say 500 TB, guys. We cannot store the data more than 500 TB. The maximum, storage we can have it here is the 500 TB, guys. 500 terabytes. It can be what? 500 terabytes. If you want to store more than 500 terabytes, if you have very massive amount of data is there, very huge volume of the data is there. At that time, what happened? The Azure can use, or Azure provides, what's it? Azure Data Lake Gen 2. Azure Data Lake Gen 2. So when we talk about the, guys, everyone, when we talk about the Azure Data Lake Gen 2, the Azure Data Lake Gen 2 is a more advanced storage, guys. It's a more advanced storage than the Azure Blob Storage, which can store unlimited data. There is no limit for storing the data here. It can store what? Unlimited data, guys. Unlimited data it can store. Okay. It can store what's it, guys? Unlimited data. There is no limit for storing the data here. There is no limit for storing the data here. Okay. Okay. Unlimited data. We can store the unlimited data, guys. Then the next one, what is this? Apart from this, guys, the third type of, what is it? You have it? Azure SQL database. Azure SQL database. Azure SQL database means what, guys? Using of SQL database, that is, we call it as a SQL server in on-premises system. That the same type of, the same usage on the cloud is called as what, guys? Azure SQL database. So the Azure SQL database can store what? As it's a, you basically, this all has, basically the tables, schema will be there, everything. So we can store only structured data here. There is no other kind of a data provided here. Structured data can be stored here. And limit means you can increase the limit. That's not a problem here. Okay. That limit issue is not there with the database. You can increase up to whatever the thing you want, you can store it. There is no limit for extending the same process, guys. Okay. So this is one of the major storage we have it. But now, guys, the further after this, if the fourth one, if you have another storage that is called as what? Azure Cosmos DB. Cosmos DB means what, guys? Cosmos DB is the another storage which is provided with the cloud, wherein we can store the data in which format here, guys? Except the unstructured, rest of all the formats are supported. Semi-structured and structured is supported. Okay, because this, though it is named as a database, it is called as what? No SQL. That means there will be no SQL, guys. We don't use the SQL here in the Cosmos DB. Whether we use the Cosmos DB, guys, or we have the another that is called as what, guys? Azure Cosmos DB is one, and another one is what, guys? Azure Cosmos DB is one, and Azure MongoDB. MongoDB. MongoDB is also okay. We use the, basically, what's it, guys? We use it here in the Azure. The MongoDB also we can use it in Azure, guys. Okay, but this is also called as what, guys? Semi-structured, where we can use what's that, guys? No SQL is needed here. No SQL is needed here. Okay, no SQL is needed. In the same way, guys, you have another storage. What is the another storage? You can say, guys, Azure, guys, we can say Azure Synapse Analytics, where this is called as a, guys, data warehouse of Azure. This is called as what? Data warehouse of Azure. As it's a data warehouse, it can store only the, because cleansed data, proper formatted data will be there in the databases always. So hence we store only the structured data in the Azure Synapse, guys. Okay. In the Azure Synapse, we store what? Structure type of data, guys. So the next one, I can say, guys, Azure virtual machine. Azure virtual machine. So guys, when you talk about the Azure virtual machine, we can use it for the file system. We can use it for the SQL server. We can use it for the file system. We can use it for the SQL server, and as well as guys, we can also use it, okay, for the Azure SQL also. Okay, we can also use it for the, sorry, SQL Server file system. That means here, file system means what, guys? The files can be any type file. Any type file. That means it can also be referred here as what? Semi-structured and the unstructured data can be stored here. Okay. So these are all the storages we have it, guys. Apart from this, you have many more storages. So, but how to go to the storages? How to log into the storage? So for that, guys, you have to use it azure.com. After this azure.com, you after you get registered here, you use it portal.azure.com. Portal.azure.com. This is the final web page where we are going to work. Portal.azure.com. This portal.azure.com. And here you have what it is azure.com. Here you have what, guys? Azure.com. So how to start this? Let's start the browser. I'm just sharing with the screen once again. So use it here, open this. So guys, first of all, use the portal.azure.com. Sorry, use the azure.com. Azure.com is here. Finish here. Once you use the azure.com, everyone. Use it, get started with Azure. Try Azure for free is there. One is the pay-as-you-go model. Pay-as-you-go model means what? The day one, you will have to start paying the cost. So to avoid that, what is that you can use, guys? You can go with the pay-as-you-go model. We can use the pay-as-you-go model. So just click. So we can try Azure for free. See, basically, I'm already registered with this mail ID. So hence it's asking for the confirmation of the password. So if I click on the next, if I give the same password, click on the next here. Looks like you have already an Azure account. Okay. So use pay-as-you-go model. Yes. Sign up for pay-as-you-go model. That's it anyways. Can you see it? Now it will ask me for enforcement signing. Okay, anyways, it's taking to other level. No problem. So here you will get what's it? All the details. You'll have to give your personal details. That is your mail ID and debit and credit card. You have to use it, which will charge you 2 rupees from your debit and credit card in case of free subscription. And once you have done with it, finally it will reroute you to this portal, guys. What is a portal? That portal is called as portal.azure.com. This is the portal you will have. This is the portal. So this is the actually workspace portal we are going to use in this. Okay. So everyone, just start up this one. So we will start the yeah, just prepare this everyone. We'll just go ahead with this process from tomorrow onwards. We'll start the practicals, guys. We'll see the first case study tomorrow. Okay. So guys, when it comes to this next one, after this, can you see here? So here you have what's it, guys? After this, the list of services we are going to see. So we are going to start with the service here, guys, everyone. We are going to start with the service. We are going to start with the service called what's it? These two services we are going to start. And the first service we will see it here, the ADB only we'll see, guys. See here. So ADF and ADB, these are the two services. First, we are going to see it, guys. Okay. So we can start with any of the services either. Okay. Where the ADB stands for what? Azure Databricks. And whereas the ADF stands for what, guys? ADF stands for what, guys, everyone? Azure Data Factory. That's it, guys. So when you talk about the Databricks, guys, so every Databricks, whenever you want to use the Databricks, guys, you will have to know the properties. You should be aware of the properties of the Databricks. Then only you can work on this, guys. Okay. What are the properties? I will give you here a sample because we'll just discuss this tomorrow. Resource group is the first one. The hierarchy, how does it stores? And then you will have what's it, guys? Workspace. Then you will have the guys workspace. Then you will have the cluster. Then you will have the notebook. So guys, these are the properties you will have it in the Azure Database. So we will discuss all of them one by one, okay, from tomorrow onwards, guys, and we'll start the practical as well. And when it comes to this data factory, guys, we can say components. Components. What are the components used in the this one, guys? Let's see here. You have totally 7 components. So first one is the pipeline. Then you can say, guys, linked service. Then the third one is what? Data sets. Fourth one is pipeline link service data sets. And you can say mapping data flows. Fifth one is what's it, guys? Triggers. Sixth one is activities. Seventh one is integration. Runtime. Okay. So these are all the components we have in this. What's it? These are all the components we have it. These are all the components we have in place. Okay. These are all the components we have. What's it? So we can say, guys, these are the components of ADF and these are the properties of ADB, guys. So the first product or the first service we are going to start here is the, guys, the first service we are going to start with here is the ADB, guys. From tomorrow onwards, we'll start the ADB, Azure Databricks. So in the Azure Databricks, we will see 30 case studies, guys. 30 means almost all 35 it will be. Why? Because the basic all explanation, this thing will comes under this. So 35 case studies you will have it here. And this you will have almost 30 case studies, guys. So 30 plus 35 is what's it, guys? 65. Okay. Then you will have 5 case studies on the Synapse, guys. Case studies on the Synapse. 0.5. That means now how much it will be, guys? 70. Okay. 70 case studies. Then afterwards, you will have what's it, guys? The AI plus the another one. That is OpenAI and plus Fabric plus project. So this will be almost all, guys. 10 sessions on this. So now it comes to what? Uh, 30, 35, 65, 75 plus 10, 85. 70, 80, guys. Almost all 80 sessions you will have it approximately. Okay. So it can be plus or minus. So these are all the things we are going to see it here in this session. So we will start the practicals from tomorrow, guys. Okay. So that's it for the day now. And if you have any doubt, you can ask me now. As I already told you, like if you have any doubt or anything, you want to confirm it. So guys, you can also have it here. So my, number, everything I can just give you here. So my direct number is here. This is a new batch only. This is a new batch only. And prerequisites is basically you require the Python, PySpark is needed. That anyways, we will cover it as a part of the session only. And when it comes to this timings, guys, so presently you will have it 8:30, but from next Monday onwards, coming Monday onwards, you will have it 8 o'clock. You'll have the timing at 8 o'clock. Okay. That will be standard 8 to 9. But now it will be 8:30 for 2 days again. 2 to 3 days, you will have 8:30 till this weekend. Okay, you'll have 8:30, then we'll move it to the 8 o'clock hours. That will be our standard timings. 8 to 9 will be our standard timings for the session here. This is a new batch only, ma. So, okay. So that's it. And about, if you want, this is my number. This is my number. And even if you want, you can search out for the YouTube channel. This is my personal YouTube channel. Okay. That's it, guys, for the day now. And if you have, and from tomorrow onwards, there will be a paid link, guys. So I request all of you to get registered. Yeah, you will get the recordings, call record, that is a say demo recorded sessions will be provided to you. Material will be provided to you. Okay. And daily live classes also is provided to you, guys. Okay. So that's it here. We have it. So we will start the sessions from tomorrow. Tomorrow also 8:30 only, guys. This week, as I told you, will be 8:30. And tomorrow will be paid link, guys. So there will be no more demo sessions from tomorrow. We'll start the subject. That's it. So if you people are interested, get registered soon so that I can provide you the recordings, everything as soon as I receive the things. Okay. So that's it, guys, from my end. And if you have any doubt further, you can ask me more. Thank you, guys. We'll meet up tomorrow, the same time. Thanks. Bye bye.